welcome back to my shit show. A few days ago I went to try and build a computer, and it turns out I don't know how to read. So I did not buy the right parts, and the Corsair cooler that I did get, I'm going to be returning, as it is not supposed to be able to fit the 12th gen Alder Lake CPUs. I went with Intel because, unlike my shirt, I am Team Blue. Probably actually should have put on a blue shirt for this, just for the... not worth it. Alright, so I should have all the parts I need now. After speaking with Corsair, I'm buying what they called an adapter kit, which is literally just a small bag of 4 risers, I guess. Like over $6 for this, so that's over $1.50 each. Definitely probably had those already from other builds that may have worked. Yeah, I don't care, I'd rather have the right parts for this. So I'm actually kind of glad that last time it didn't work out because my computer case was kind of dusty, so I kind of took out all the filters and got my compressor and fully cleaned it out, got rid of some like the wires and old twist ties and stuff in there. I actually meant to get some little Velcro strips. I think they might actually be in one of those boxes from older computer builds. It's just all the stuff is here that I pretty much have at this point, most of it at least. Alright, so let's get to it. I did want a 280 rad. I initially got the iQ H115i Pro, but I need the Capellix version of it because this is the one that comes with the bracket. However, according to the Corsair rep I spoke to, I do still need these risers. So I'm not completely upset that I bought these because I literally just went to Best Buy today to get this. Because I was expecting this to come with a full bracket, not just risers. If I got the bracket kit thing, I think I could have used the cooler I had, but I'm just going to return that. It's from Amazon. Shouldn't be a big deal. Luckily, there's a Best Buy like 2 miles away from me. Just went there and went back, so I will be using that. Graphics cards are finally back at retail. I'm not going to talk too much about the parts because I did that for like something between like 5 and 7 minutes last time. I will do a quick rundown though. 3080 Ti, definitely strong. I think it's like 12 gigabytes GDDR6, maybe 6X. I don't remember the specifics. I went with this card because I did want 2 HDMIs. A lot of cards, or at least from previous generations, had 1 HDMI and a bunch of DisplayPort. This one has 3 DisplayPort, 2 HDMI. I think I can only use 4 of them at a time anyway. But the reason is I don't want to have to deal with adapters and stuff if I want multiple monitors in the future. And the 3090 and 3090 Ti seemed like... I mean, honestly, this is excessive too, so I don't really know why. I guess this being MSRP was enough to be like, okay, I'll get this. When I initially spec'd out my computer build, I did actually just budget myself for 3080. But I wanted more. I guess that's really all it comes down to. I did go with the ROG Strix Gaming Wi-Fi Z90E. I think initially I actually had like I think there's an Asus non-ROG board that's also the Strix. That's what I initially did budget myself also. This one does have PCIe 5.0 for the 1x16 lane as well as one of the M2 slots. However, I'm pretty sure the RTX 30 cards still run at PCI Gen 3. And my M2 is only going to be running at PCI 4 because I don't think anything exists except maybe the AMD cards, like the 6950 and the 6900, nice, that might be using PCI 4. After looking up this board online, I did actually notice or see other people complaining the fact that if you use the PCIe 5.0 slot, it'll actually turn your top 1x16 slot of the PCIe Express lanes into a 1x8, which will cut the bandwidth to my graphics card in half, and I'd much rather have the graphics card than a great solid state. So I don't believe there are any UEFI BIOS settings to configure that, so I'm just not going to use that slot at all. Hopefully firmware in the future fixes that, and I don't really plan on having too much storage in this computer anyway because I have a one set up with over 20 terabytes of storage in it on another machine that I use mostly with Samba. I'm gonna get a knife or something just because I don't want to use. Let's use a screwdriver for everything. At least the flathead. I'm just starting with the motherboard here because it's kind of like what everything else is going to go into. And I want to look at it because it should be pretty. It's Friday. It's Friday after 5. Okay. This way. Good. The shield is already pre-installed on this board, so I am not going to have to worry about screwing that up later, as I've done, I think, with pretty much any other computer I've built before. I'll bring this closer, I guess, in a little bit. But obviously the motherboard is here. Nice, large, anti-static bag, which is good because I'm on the carpet and wearing socks. Lots of like heat shields already on it. A couple plastic peels. Oh, actually, a lot of plastic peels. Oh, I hope this doesn't have too many lights. Never been really a huge fan of all the quote-unquote pretty lights. No M2 slots on the back, which means all 3 that this board is supposed to have are on the front, which is good because that means if I ever want to expand in the future, I don't have to like fully disassemble because my case is like a fully closed back. This is heavy though, damn. It's going to take out my accessories box and instruction booklet and all that. And I'm just going to build right on top of the cardboard box because that should help with the static I'm going to build up. I'm not wearing an ESD bracelet because 1, I don't care that much. 2, I'm an idiot. Alright. Alright, let me bring the board up. I can do that. I'm going to drop it on the floor right now, probably. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, a lot of it's covered with like the heat shield pieces, and my grubby fingerprints are all over everything else. Looks like only 1 USB 3.0 header. Huh, it's actually a little upsetting. I thought the board said it was supposed to come with 2 of those. Maybe it's underneath one of these and I just don't see it. I'll have to look in the booklet because I also want to know if I use any. Well, actually, I'm not using any SATA drives. Yeah, I'm only using the 1M2. Okay. It's nice to do things almost properly and actually have like storage, not like off-computer storage with redundancy. All right, what's in the box? There is some kind of board here, which I was not expecting. Oh, this is for the M2 slots. So they're just going to fully slot on top. I thought one of these was going to come off. Yeah, it is right here. ROG Hyper M2 card. Interesting. I think this is actually only, maybe this is what it meant when it said it was only going to run by 1/8, because even though it's a full 16 slot card, I don't see traces to all 16. 1, 2, 3. No, it must be all 16 because it looks like more than just 8, and I don't think there's a 12 or anything in between. Looks like these screws come off and this front plate comes off. There are some pre-applied thermal pads in there. They probably have a peel. I'm going to check the booklet, but I'm probably going to end up using this just because it feels excessive. And, well, I think with the parts I have here, it's fair to say excessive is part of this build. This is the Wi-Fi antenna. I plan on Etherneting this anyway, but I'll keep this nearby in case I ever need the Wi-Fi. I'll probably just plug them in. This is some kind of thermal pad, very small one. If I had to guess, probably for the controller of a solid-state drive. Couple angled, two angled and two straight SATA cables. I'm going to need those. This I have no idea. This is like some small plastic screw-looking thing. Must hopefully a replacement for something else on the board already. This is that exact same thing, but with this one has a screw in it. So maybe this is the one I need, and this is a replacement piece. Twist ties, was really hoping for Velcro. This has a magnet in it, and it is a GPU support bracket. Good, I'm going to need this. Definitely going to need that. Some screws. This I'll keep on the side. Definitely going to need that. Some kind of lasso or keychain or something. Actually, I'm going to have a disk drive on this. These drivers are probably outdated though. Chipset drivers. Some kind of thank you and warranty card. Stickers. Just going to put those in a safe spot for later. You're going to need them. And the booklet. I just want to check real quick about the part that I saw about, oh yeah, which RAM slots to use. Oh, okay, so when you're using 2 sticks, it actually says to use A2 and B2. Are these labeled like that? No, but it'll be the first and third slots. That's fine. I stand corrected, second and fourth slots. Second and fourth slots. Expansion. There we go. So 1, 2, 5, 4. The ROG M2 part is bundled as an accessory and sure to enable. Okay, so if I use the M2 ROG Hyper card, they call it, that has to be enabled in BIOS first. I mean, there are PCI slots on here. I might just use what's on the board first, unless I really run into that thing where it's going to cut my PCIe lanes in half. I'm just trying to find that. USB 3. Gen 2x2. Type-C panel connector. Oh, okay. That's Type-C panel. I don't have that. USB 3 Gen 1 header. And there's only one of those. That's actually kind of interesting. Addressable Gen 2, USB 2 header. I don't need this. I'm going to just check if there's like a table of contents. SATA expansion card. And 2, that's where I was before, wasn't I? Maybe not. 2142-3. Chapter 2. Section 3. Nope. Yeah, it doesn't mention anything about the whole speed drop thing that I saw online. It's a little upsetting because it said it should be in the booklet. Maybe I'm just not seeing it. Yeah, that's just a quick release. The PCIe slot comes with a quick release button. Allow you to easily move expansion card to the slot even when the card may be blocking the latch. I do not see that. Oh, there's some kind of cushioning thing here. Okay. Alright, let's just get the peels taken care of. Nice and slow. that one's slow. Okay. There's so many peels. I'm just gonna say maybe it's because it's a premium-ish. Oh, and here's the quick release. Okay. I don't know what that peel is for. Sound card. Sound card, kind of whatever. I think that's all the peels. There's one more down here, but I feel like this is more of a pull tab than a peel, because this one's on and feels a little bit different. Yeah, that one, the adhesive is very different on it. Is that this quick release thing? Oh, no, that's what the quick release is for. Oh, it's literally connected to that. Okay. That's actually a really good idea. Because I've broken these clips before. I'll see if I can show you. This is interesting. Alright, so there's a button here on the side of the board. Oh, right, it's mirrored. And I don't know if you can see, but that actually toggles this clip right here and moves it. And it's hard. So it would be easier if it was actually clicked up, but I need to put something in that slot first to do that. But that's helpful. Like, it's better than not existing. All right. So I'm going to start by just slotting my M2 in real quick, just because it's out of the way. And once I start loading stuff in, that's going to be a lot harder to access. I'll keep the flathead out and use a box opener. Okay, that's interesting. I really thought they were going to be the same, but the slots are a little different looking. Oh, and these also have the peels up. See, I really want to use this top one, but I'm just not because of what I read online. I'm going to check in the booklet one more time because I would really prefer to use that top slot instead. Storage. Supports 5.0 by 4 mode. Intel 12th gen processor support PCIe 5.0 by 4 mode. M2 slot key supports PCI 4 by 4. M2.1 supports 4 by 4. 2.1 card type Intel 12 PCI 4 mode. Six are the M2 slots, which is covered in section 1-11. Socket A and C and B. That's weird that they listed as ACB. It doesn't say anything about the graphics card losing any lane. If you install the SATA drive, you can create a RAID. Okay, this is the SATA section. Alright, let me check if there's a section about the primary 1x16 slot. Expansion slots. PCIe 4x16. There we go. 1 5x16 slot. Star. Okay, so that one does have some stars on it. When ROG Hyper M2 card is installed, only M2 1 slot can support PCIe 4x4. When Hyper is installed on this, only M2 1 slot can support PCIe 3x4. When ROG Hyper M2 card is installed on PCIe Hyper M2 and card can support PCIe 4x4 mode. Okay, so that's actually referring to this expansion card, which I should not need. There's already 3 of them on the board. Maybe in the future I'll use this and put this in one of the slots. I will check this booklet later if I do this. But for now, I'm not going to concern myself with that. So this expansion slot piece is what I read about online, which in a way is reassuring. Because honestly, I didn't even know this was going to be in the box. I'm happy it's here. And I'll look into it more at a future date, but it is not my concern right now. Giant anti-static bag is going to stay. Booklet can be nearby because I might need it again in the future. Okay. So let's put this piece back on. This looks like someone peeled it and tried to put it back at some point, but I mean, I opened it live on camera. It is new. And again, there's no reason to over tighten these. It's just about making sure they're actually fully closed. I mean, I really just want to use this one because it actually has not just a thermal pad, but a heat pipe connected to it. Like there's legit a thermal pad connected to a heat pipe for this, and I actually remember a couple of years ago, I was going to work at a job. I just started, and they wanted to like quiz me to see if I was, I guess, worthy of working at that place, and it was in a tech support related field. So they kind of did like a bunch of rapid fire questions, and one of the questions was how much thermal paste should be used when you install your hard drive. Now, I just heard thermal paste, and I just assumed it was a CPU related question. So I kind of answered enough to cover the contacts. Like, I guess between the IHS and your whatever cooler you're using. Unfortunately, that's not the question they actually asked me. So, we are finally at a point in time where it actually makes sense to talk about installing thermal paste on hard drives, and that has actually become somewhat of a practice. So, maybe I was just ahead of my time. Oh, these gray clips are interesting. They're kind of toolless. You turn them to the side and then kind of turn them in and it covers. Usually these give you like a little screw piece. Not needed here. Alright, there we go. There's this. Knowing me, I'm going to install this backwards. There we go. These pad things are not on here great. They're like falling off. Okay, there we go. Well, I guess they're kind of friction fitted in a way, so go with this. Out, just because there's sticky stuff on the other side. Okay. Okay, and that is my M2 solid state almost installed. Okay, there we go, and installed. I do not plan on reading the instructions for a hard drive. What's next? I'm just going to click in my RAM. Again, that's another quick and easy part. Half the ports here are Corsair, actually. My power supply, my cooler, and my RAM. Western Digital for the hard drive, Asus for the board. I feel like I'm forgetting a part. Yeah, if I go to turn it on and it blows up, then I'll be like, oh yeah, I forgot that thing. I normally get... Oh, this is Corsair Vengeance. Okay. I don't know why. This kind of has like the curved top. I thought it was like Corsair Ballistics or something. Alright, so the second and fourth slot. Line up the key. Open... Actually, let's open the tabs first, because that's how it's supposed to work. That's backwards. And there we go, 2 clicks. Press down firmly, 1, 2 clicks. Okay. And that's another part installed. I guess I'll go CPU next. Yeah, so since last time I actually did go to Noctua. Noctua would give the bracket for free that I need. So I just filled out, I put the receipt from the processor as well as the receipt I had from when I bought my Noctua DH15 years ago. Like, it had to be like between 5 and 9 years ago or something. That thing is a great cooler though, and I just want to say, like, Noctua, just giving out free brackets to people that want it, very much appreciated. I will say the Elder Lakes are smaller than I thought, like a lot smaller than I was expecting. So I'll do that tension rod, lift up the piece. Is there an arrow or anything? No. I do not see an arrow on this. What about the corner that's cut out? Also do not see that. Unless the corner that's cut out is the arrow? Oh, I don't want to fuck this up. Oh, right, I can use the notches. Okay. Okay. I don't see the arrow. I'm gonna go by the notches. Just wanna let that drop right on. Oh, okay. The arrow's on the lid. I had to take this off first. Again, that probably falls under the whole I need to learn how to read thing. Don't get rid of these. Hold on to them, because if you ever do anything like RMA, replace, or even if you're just gonna like keep it somewhere with the board, it's really good to keep these the black clip things. I mean, really, there's no reason not to. Alright, this wasn't here before. And the square goes in the square hole, so it's fine. I'll figure it out. That's not how that works. That's also not how that works. 2 sides took me 3 tries. Ugh. That means that I need another glass of wine. I'm going to pretend I didn't spill that on the table. I mean, it's condensation, you know? I had the cup in the freezer to make it cold. That's clearly condensation. Anything else would just be ridiculous heresy and defamation to my name. What do we got next? I guess now I'm gonna put stuff in the case. So this case is a Thermaltake Core V51. I got it a long time ago. Technically, I got it like a month or two before I got the cooler, because I initially had a different cooler in this, I think. I actually only bought the Noctua cooler because I said actually a lot just then. Okay, so I bought a Samsung, I think like 840 or 850 or something, like one of their first M2 drives, only to realize that my computer was keyed differently. It was around the time M2 was more coming out, and I didn't really know what the different numbers and letters and stuff meant. I mean, the numbers are just literally the size. Like if you see M2, why can't I remember the names? I know usually like 110 and 80 refer to the length of the card. You might find a 30 or 50 also. And then if you see like M2M or B, that refers to like the keying, which is the pins at the top of how it's going to go in. Yeah, keep your motherboard booklets. Check those. Make sure your parts are right. A hodgepodge of Noctua fans. Ominous vehicles. Those were actually all around the computer before I took them out. The case is a lot cleaner than it was earlier this week. This is my front I/O, and this is for the USB header on the bottom. I actually keep a little card reader inside the case, and this is for the I/O on one of my expansion slot bays. I'm going to take both sides off so these can dangle out the back. They're in my way right now. Oh, that's interesting. Remember that little USB reader thing I just mentioned, the card reader? Well, this is a USB 2.0 header. This is a USB 2.0 extension cable. Normally on the other end of this, there's a little thing plugged in. It's probably, oh, there we go. It is right here on the case. This way I can have my two bays and my little card readers just sticking and just plugging memory cards and stuff. I'll be back for that later. Before I get too far ahead of myself, let's open up the cooler that's actually appropriate for my computer. And let's install the back tape. And make sure everything is actually a socket that's going to fit. Because after speaking to multiple people at Corsair, or multiple people that are representatives of Corsair, might be a more specific way to phrase that. Well, one of them told me that should be good with just the risers. The other guy said I need this with those risers, so maybe they're both right. And all I needed was those risers and screws things, which I now have. The Capellix is, I think it was like $20 or $30 more expensive. It is a little bit newer, so worst case scenario, I spend an extra $20 and have a slightly better cooler in my machine. I don't care at that point anymore. I just want to make sure this actually works. Oh, there are more parts. I will say the non-Capellex, instead of having all the screws in one bag, these screws were each bagged by type. This literally says miscellaneous hardware, good luck. The good luck part I added. So as far as packing goes, oh, this one comes with a fan hub. Alright, if this is just that with another bracket and a fan hub, then the $20 is well worth it, I would think. I do have a lot of fans I wasn't planning on using, but I actually have a proper fan hub now. Maybe I can do this the right way. I had so many stupid Y cables and stuff. I think one of them is literally, Noctua includes this silent Y cable. I was like, it gives me more fan headers, but it actually drops the RPM because it splits them. What do I got here? An Allen key. Is this like an RGB diffuser? I think it's just like a cap to diffuse the RGB with their logo. Maybe that's optional. I usually don't use AIO, so maybe I'll skim the booklet real quick like a complete plebeian. This is an AMD bracket. I won't be needing that. Put that right back in. TR4 retention bracket. I think this is the piece I needed. The TR4, but let's check. This is going to be my, wow, I forgot the name of this, the radiator. There is a bracket on here already. Oh, okay, so I guess it's if I want white or black with a diffuser on top. This is, okay, so this is what powers the hub. And it looks like the pre-installed bracket lines up with the holes on my motherboard. Maybe I should have checked this on the other one before actually going to Best Buy and just buying something else. I'll use the pre-installed thermal paste for now. I did buy some Cryonaut thermal grizzly. It's the other way around, isn't it? Thermal grease. Thermal grizzly is the brand. Cryonaut is the product. I'll install that later to actually see before and after temperatures. I plan on installing Windows 10 and Windows 11 on this, benchmarking them because the Windows scheduler is supposed to be really optimized for 12th gen Alder Lake processors, and that's something I was really curious about, and I haven't had many chances to play with a 12th gen chip yet. So I was kind of looking forward to that. And I just realized because of the computer case, you can't see a damn thing I'm doing or talking about right now. So let's find my backplate. Intel retention bracket. This might be the backplate. Oh, okay, I was about to say, where the hell is the booklet? It's this tiny little thing. Okay. Intel mounting bracket pre-installed. Intel backplate. So I'm pretty sure I need to install the backplate and then put the risers into this. And that's what that like $6 or $7 kit thing that I bought. And that's where that should come into play. Right here. So let's get this backplate on, shall we? And hold on a second. This has risers in it already. It should be different because this is Intel 11.5X and 1200, which is, I believe, 5th through 11th gen. Intel 2011 to 2066. Not 100% sure. I mean, this might be some of the like the i9s that I have for my other one that I mentioned that I need a bracket for in the past. And they are different. They're the closest to the Intel 11.5X-1200s, but they are definitely a different size. So I'm just going to go with the ones that I got that were supposed to be for Alder Lake at least. So I believe these go in here. I probably should have read more of the booklet first, but it is a backplate. There aren't really many options. It's a lot more simple than the Noctua bracket. However, well, I'll find out when I do it. I've heard a lot of good things about Noctua and their bracket, which is why I've kind of used them for a long time. This does have a track where these can slide for like slight micro adjustments for your board specifically. I'm just going to turn this on the side real quick. I should probably peel this for the stickiness, but I'm not going to do that right away. Just want to size this up first. Okay, gotta move these in a little bit. I'm starting to think that I would have been fine with the heatsink I had, but I did need these risers, screws. I definitely need these risers. Oh, I think I was supposed to go the other way. I think I'm supposed to go this behind it and then the risers through the board, which makes sense because that's what risers do. I'm going to double check in the booklet, but I do feel a little dumb because I do feel like I knew that. Wow. These are some. Oh, okay. No, the instructions are fine, but they're not great. They're fine. The pictures are much better than the words, but then again, they probably got a. I'm not sure what the original language on this is, so that might just be dealing with a not that great translation. I don't even consider myself fully fluent in English, so checking if the other languages make more sense would be a waste of my time, at least. Oh, and I guess anyone who's still watching would be a waste of your time, too. Okay. One of them is kind of in. I'm actually going to combine the first two steps. I'm going to put the riser through the front, partially screw it to the back. This actually gives me a tab because the motherboard has two holes. I think one might be for like AMD or Intel sockets or so. No, it's an Intel board. Never mind, that's not what I meant. There are two holes. I guess just gives manufacturers more options when they put stuff together. Yeah, that sounds a little bit better. However, this track is not great because it kind of wants to be fully out or glide along the middle, and I need something about like 3/4 in between that. There we go. I guess I don't have the dexterity I thought I did because I can't actually tighten a screw with my hand and think and talk at the same time. I guess if I use my eyes also it's a little easier, but then again, this one has like this big heat spreader shield piece on it, which makes it harder to see everything and less room to get my hand in there. Alright, what am I, about 45 minutes in, and I'm only now about to put the computer in the case. Well, that's assuming I didn't actually miss a step, like I'm pretty sure I did, because I'm just going to have to take it out. Trying to get my greasy fingerprint oil off the heat spreader of the processor. I probably should have put this backplate on before removing that black plastic from the pins for the CPU socket, as well as putting the processor in it. Not the biggest of deals, I just didn't want to get my fingerprint oils on that heat spreader. But the whole point of a heat spreader is to be conductive for both heat and other stuff, I guess, mostly heat. Alright, the back plate's on, it's ready for this. It should line up with this, which it very much does. So now I am ready to put the case on. Yeah. Oh, and again, I even just called out before how you can't see anything I was doing or talking about because the case was in the way and I did not move the case. Brains on this guy, gotta tell you. Okay. I have risers in my board already. Do I actually have 9 of them? Yes, I do. I hope that they're... you know what? Does the motherboard come with screws for... If the motherboard comes with risers and screws, I'm going to use those because I know they're at least the proper set. Actually, yeah, no, it didn't come with anything like that, I think. That's weird. Shouldn't a motherboard come with risers? Is there more in this box that I wasn't paying attention to? My shield thing is already on, but if yours isn't, put it on first, or at least get it in the case, or remove one if you're using an old case. I don't have to worry about that. I guess the screws and risers are expected to come with the case, which sucks because I'm pretty sure I'm using the screws from this one in a different case, or did I put them? I have no idea. I hope I have screws to actually attach it to the board. Fan screws. I really don't think I have screws for these risers in my case. That's what I get it for not buying a new case also. Let's see if any of these fit. That does not. That does not. That also does not. Are any of these bigger? Some of them are. But it doesn't fit anyway. Alright, none of those are going to fit. I mean, like, I'm okay not using all 9, but I need, like, at least 4 or 5. Like, I need at least half. Like, the middle one and all the corners or something. That's why there's that hole there, okay. Alright, not gonna lie, if I had no screws for these, I'm gonna feel quite dumb indeed. Those are too big. Those are fan screws. More fans. I have a lot of fan screws. I knew that. I can tell you that right now. Some of these might fit. Those are way too long. I don't even want to throw those in there. All right. I dropped something. This is probably the one I needed. Nope. That's going to be too small. Good black screws on a black table. Make this really easy on myself. Don't know what that is. Too small. All right. Let me check one more place where I might have screws and stuff. Alright, bad news, they're silver screws. Good news, I think they're the right size. Yes, they are. So the computer that I put the screws from this one in, this is the screws from that one. There are some risers in here too, so these are riser screws. They are not all the same size, so let me just put a couple of them in here and make sure they actually fit what I want. Like, can fit all the way, not just meet the threads at the top edge. That's one. That might be two. I mean, you know what? The board actually is mostly black with a lot of silver accents. So this might look better than I thought. A lot of ROG boards in the past I've seen have been black and red, but maybe that's because those were the Hero and not the Strix. I mean, I don't really care about the aesthetics. This screw might not be good. Let me try something different hole. Okay, yeah, I guess that hole was just too tight. I just had to try the one in front of it. Alright. Is this riser just bad, or can I not hold these straight? I think it's just this riser. Oh, well, good thing the riser came out with the screw. Alright, I'll deal with that in a bit. Do I have two different types of risers in here? Or am I really just bad at this? Could be both. Yeah, this one wasn't fine. So let me actually match the screw. Maybe I can't tell these are different by eye. I'm not really paying too much attention to that. This is a little rounder on top, and the other ones are maybe flatter. Oh, this one also got stuck in it. Alright, well, I'll get some pliers later. Are these the same screw that I'm using at least? As far as I can tell, yes they are. That just goes in so easily though. No, that's a different screw by a lot. I don't know why some of these fit fine and some of them don't. This is definitely something I should have thought to do before. 6 o'clock, alright. This is borderline pathetic. Okay. Well, that screw's a different shape, but it went into that one fine. What about this other one that was giving me problems? Went into that one fine. Okay, I think I was just using the wrong type of screw and got lucky the first 2 times. Alright, that one doesn't fit there, so let me try the other screw that I was using before. I might just have 2 different types of risers in here. That one's even worse. I am not a lefty. But I also don't want to stick my ass out completely into the camera. That side profile is the most you're getting. You know what helps with dexterity? Some wine. Alright, what do I have? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 6. They're just a completely different set of risers. Does this fit this okay? Yes, it does. Alright, I'll put this here. Now I think I have 3 different types of risers. Should really get a small hex screwdriver for this. I got a screwdriver kit, I'll be right back. I'm not too sure where the kit with the bits are. It's probably in my garage. I'm just going to see if the screwdriver by itself, the opening. Nope. Have to go to the garage. Be right back again. Huzzah! Ew, I hate that I said that. I guess it makes sense that the motherboard risers would come with the case, not the motherboard. It's just they're called motherboard risers. And I just bought a motherboard. So it's kind of, I guess, wishful thinking and stupidity, like a 30-70 split on my part. You might come to notice that most of what I do is a wishful thinking / stupidity, kind of like 70-30 split. Okay, so one more screw and I'll have one on me. I do have another riser there, so I might just take this riser out completely. Oh, no, this one's fine. I'm good. All right, let's take all these screws out. Two of them are a little bit bigger. I almost want to try the other ones, just so they're all the same. And it actually doesn't fit in there. So yeah, I have 2 different types of risers to make. Do I have 2 more? 1 more. Well, I also have these 2, which are too small for these. Can I get these out? Should have grabbed some pliers while I was in the garage. I'll be right back. I have a pair over there. Alright, so let's hold the riser and use the screwdriver. That might work. Hey, it worked. And once more. Okay. All I have to do is take out those two. They're somehow a different size. Right? I just said that before. My memory is that of a goldfish. My memory is that of a goldfish. Those were in very loosely. And one of them might have been broken on the bottom. Okay, so while I might have different risers now, at least they're all the same size. So I shouldn't have to worry about using different screws. I just have to make sure I have the same screws, which is what I wanted to do. Oh wait, is this also not fitting? Alright, maybe that was worthless. That might not have been worth it, actually. Where are the screws that I said were okay? This one. Try it in here. Does not really fit in there. Does not really fit in there. Alright, so I don't know where I got any of these then. Probably done that before I went to put it in the board, in the case. Just completely way too big for that. It's a hot dog in a hallway. Too small. I mean, if I have to put two screws to the side and use them specifically, I mean, I have a pair that works. This one's fine. I'll just have to make a mental note that one of these uses a different screw. Or I could just leave it empty. No, does this fit through the motherboard okay? It should. Is this magnetized at all? No, of course not. Okay, that fits through fine. I'll just have to remember that one of them is different. I mean, if things go as planned, I won't be taking this out of here for like another 5 or 6 years. So that should be fine. If anything, I'll start with that one because it's only one that's different. Let me just take the screws out. So that's 2, 3, 4, no, no, maybe, 5, 6, no, definitely no, no, maybe, I think these are the same screw. I have like 10 of those. I should be okay. Did I have that one different screw in here, or is that separate? I think I left that one on the side, which was this one. Oh, it's the one that's on the motherboard already, right? That was intentional. All right, so my back plate's on. I think I'm good to put this in the case right now. The screwdriver feels a little bit heavy duty for this, but whatever. Oh wow, some of these are not going to be easy to get to. I'm going to grab a magnet and be an idiot. Okay. If you're ever getting rid of a hard drive, like an old mechanical spindle disc platter one, there's 2 very strong magnets in there. I usually take a couple of those and keep them in a toolbox to magnetize my screwdrivers. Just leave them in the box with them, like on the screwdriver. Eventually they'll pick up that magnet. Magnetization? Something like that. Also, interesting thing with magnets, if you kind of like, you can like create a magnetic field by kind of like going against the magnet, but if you bash it, it'll actually get rid of that magnetism. That probably wasn't enough, but I hope. Yeah, there we go. See, now my screws stay. It's great for those hard to reach places. I mean, obviously you could just buy a magnetized screwdriver already. But if you already have a screwdriver and you want it to be magnetized, just put a magnet on it. It's literally that simple. Like, I wish I was making it up, but that's really as easy as it is. Computer building has become really mainstream. Not mainstream, but streamlined, is what I meant to say. Like, there's so much uniformity between parts, and just a lot of thought goes into a lot of the stuff. Like, realistically, like, even though I fucked up like 3 or 4 times here already, and I'm at most maybe a third done, well, maybe half done on the hardware side. So far it hasn't been that difficult. Yeah, that's just me jinxing it. And unfortunately this table is Formica and some other bullshit, so I can't even have wood to knock on. Cardboard doesn't count. Yeah, just gotta wait it out, I guess. Hope for the worst. I mean, hope for the best. Alright, that's those. Now, for my radiator placement, what's actually left? Motherboard done. Let's get that magnet back. Screwdriver set. Power supply. Graphics card is going to be last. Fans. Fans can be with the power supply, which will be after. I guess I'll put the radiator on. Right? Power supply, graphics card, radiator. Yeah, alright. That is the power cable. That is my rad. Just put it this way, because wait. Hold on, how does gravity work? These have to pump up. I could just go on the top and not have to worry about it, because gravity will just force it all down. I think this is the right way to do it. I don't know if it actually matters, and technically this is going to make it look worse. If I do it this way, will it even reach? It will not. So that's not an option for me. So if I want to put this on the front, I have to put it this way. I was kind of expecting to put this on the front. No, it kind of doesn't reach that way either. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me put this. Yeah, that should reach. Okay. Oh, wait, does the fan go on this side or does the fans go on the outside through? I haven't installed my way. I don't know why. Okay. Intake. Do I want this to be intake? Yes. Yes, I want to intake from the front and exhaust from the top and back. So the bottom and front are going to be intake, the top and back are going to be exhaust. Because heat rises, so I want my air to flow naturally. Because I'm going to have two fans on this, probably, how many fans do we have on the bottom? I'm going to have negative pressure, I think, because I'm going to have more air coming out, because the back and top are going to be the Noctua 3000 RPM fans I have, which are going to have more potential to pull. Plus the fans on the front with this rad are going to have to go through the rad, which is going to decrease their, I want to say BTUs, actually. That's the measurement of movement of air, I think. British thermal units, which should create negative pressure in my case, which will create a vacuum, which will help the heat come out the top. That's my plan. Okay. So I'm going to want the air to get pulled through the rad or pushed through? Probably pulled. So I'm going to want the rad first and then the fans. Okay, that's, yeah, still got the plastic on there. Where are my screws? JMKL, that's a lot of different part numbers. J is the long screw, K is the little screw, oh, M is the fans. L is washers. Oh, okay. So washers and small on the outside. Okay, I can do that. Okay, well obviously these thumb screws are for the CPU. Are there any other screws? Thumb screws. No. Okay, so 4 small. Or is it 8 small? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it should be. Are there 8 of them? 8. Oh, because I have a 280 millimeter. Okay, if I had the 360, it would be 12. Okay, that's fine. I can do that. So it should be washer in this. There's 8 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I would have skipped the washers completely if I didn't look at the book, to be honest. I've never used washers for a computer case before. Yeah, let's put washers on all these. Let's do this assembly line style. As many repetitive tasks as possible first. Quick and repetitive tasks as possible first. Oh, there's the other screw I was looking for. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna be a lazy piece of shit for a couple seconds. I'll be right back. Oh. Used the wrong screw holes, actually. Good thing I didn't get too far into this. And that's why you should do the cross. Oh, by cross patterns, I just mean like don't do screws that are next to each other. Always find like the opposite. Like if you do the bottom right, do the top left. Then from the top left, go to the top right. Then go to the bottom, then the side, then the middle, then back. And you just always make it as chaotic as possible. I mean, utilize as much entropy as you can. I use the word entropy properly. And actually, no, I did good in chemistry in college. It was biology I did really bad in. I mean, my case is pretty big, so I just kind of assumed I'd have clearance for the graphics card and everything, and I really, it doesn't look like I'm going to have any issues. I mean, there's also a section for hard drive cages. I just took those out. They're on the side over there. These. I actually have 2 hard drives in there. I think it was like an old game storage drive, like my Steam library or something. But I'm going to move that all on the network for the other computers that I have. I mean, I plan on primarily gaming on this one, and the other one I'm going to turn to more of a, I guess, server. I have a couple things I want to try out. I definitely want to put, oh, what's it called? I forgot what it's called, actually. I have it written in my phone. My phone's right here. I might as well look real quick. Frigate. Frigate and Home Assistant. I want to set those 2 up so that way I can, the biggest thing I want to see if I can get it to work is I want my garage door to open as I approach it. Like I have the app that I can open it with, I have the clicker I can open it with, but if I can just have that automated for license plate detection of my plate or maybe a few specific other people's, to trigger a garage door open, I think I'll be happy with my smart homeness at that point. I mean, like for the most part, I just have an Amazon hockey puck that I'm not saying the name of intentionally. because the very few people who would even bother watching this, I don't want them to run away because I said the name of that. And I mostly just turn off lights or control the temperature of my thermostat with it. I do have a couple of ceiling fans I want to get from Home Depot, because that'll also give me ceiling fan control and more light control. I mean, my fridge and dishwasher are also smart, but like, I guess for the fridge I can change the temperatures. I've never needed to do that. The dishwasher just sends me a notification when cycle is done, which is nice, but really it's a gimmick. What knowledge does that give me from knowing that the cycle is done? I'll figure it out when I don't hear it anymore, or if I see it and the light's not on. So it's nice, but not really necessary. I have some smart outlets like outside. I was draining the pool because I'm getting rid of it. It was here when I bought the house. So I had one of my cameras looking at the pool, and I was watching it, so when the pool was empty, I didn't have to go outside and do anything. I just shut off one of the outdoor outlets. That felt really good to actually do, mainly so I just stay lazy and not have to go outside. I would say 75% of the things I do are so I don't have to go outside. What other smart home stuff do I want to do? If I ever do a zoned cooling system, because right now it's not, it's just the whole house at once. Maybe I'd set it up that if I'm in a certain room, or if there's anyone in a certain room, maybe I can get the lights to turn on and off as I enter or leave rooms. That might be nice. If I leave the house, if the temperature automatically just shut off. I mean, if I'm not home, I don't care what it is. I'm not really sure what other types of home automation I can do. I mean, if there's anything you know of, like, if you know who I am, send me a text. If not, just put it in the comments if there's anything simple that you think I can get away with. Alright. What's next? I guess I'm going to use the pre-applied thermal paste at first. You know, it's not that much, it's a very thin layer, but no, that should be okay. Let's undo this. Is it twist tie? Oh, actually, where am I gonna put this fan up? I wasn't really thinking or expecting to use this, like, at all. I don't know if this is some kind of RGB header or something. I don't think my board has a slot for it, if that is what it is. Let's see what that is. Let's check the fan hub. Do I even need the fan hub? What was my plan? I was going to have the fans on this. 3, 4, maybe 5. That is more fan headers than I have, I think. 1, maybe 2, 3, 4. Oh wait, that's not a fan header. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh no, that's where this is where 2 fans would be. 2 fans, 2 fans. Yeah, I'll use the included fan header. It's maybe cleaner, and I've never really used a fan header before. It'll be an experience. Alright, connect pump 24 cable to your commander core. Using the attached USB cable, connect the connector cord to a motherboard USB 2.0 header. That is not a USB 2.0 header. That's a USB 3.0 header, if anything. This uses my USB 3.0 header? Are you kidding me? Like, you couldn't do anything else? That means I have no USB 3.0 then. That's bullshit. I think I have an internal card that gives me 1 or 2 more of those. Hold on. That would be in here somewhere. That's what we're doing with graphics card. Okay, this gives me one more USB 2.0 header, so I'm just going to socket this just for the funk of it. Will this even fit with my graphics card? Because I might have a 3-slot GPU. If I put the graphics card in now, am I losing access to anything? No, but it might make it harder to run the power supply cables. But it is a fully modular. Yeah, I'm just going to do the graphics card now just so I know what room I have for the PCIe slots. Is there glue with this, or am I doing it wrong? There we go. Oh, it's a piece of cardboard. Oh, I ruined that. What's in this booklet? Register your product for a 4-year warranty. Sure. And that's it. Alright, maybe I'll do that later. Another large anti-static bag. And no longer a new product. You know, actually, this isn't as big as I was expecting it to be. Let's get these screws out, that might be helpful. I feel like I just took a screw out. Where did I even put it? There it is. Okay. Yeah, I don't care about the SATAs. I'm not going to those. Oh, there's one more peel here. Alright, so that thing I was talking about before that felt like it wasn't supposed to be a peel, it was. I just couldn't get to it. Is that it? It's in? Alright, that button release is very helpful. I don't actually think I'm going to need the support bracket thing. I'm going to use it anyway just because I feel like it gets me at least 3 more pretentious points for using it. Maybe 1 more on top of that for not actually needing it. So much for a thumb screw. Yeah, so that other slot is completely, I can't get to it. Alright, screw it. Let's waste a full by 16 slot then. Don't really know what else to say then. Could I put this there also? No, not at all. No. No idea what that is. Since this is really just being used more for data, not power. Power, not data, or maybe some kind of data, I don't know. How ugly does that look though? If this goes here, and I'm going over, oh, that doesn't look good. Can I go under the graphics card with this at least? Is that stupid? Should I have done this before putting the graphics card? Can I go under on the other side? Should I think complete thoughts before talking out loud? I can go into this and out this. Okay, good. My case has cable management points. I'm going to use them. Actually, I don't think that's what that's for. It does not seem to go in. I mean, I have a bad habit with computers of breaking the USB 3.0 header, and I really don't want to do that. It says USB 2. Oh, wait, is it this? Oh, I'm looking at the wrong piece. That's why. This is a USB 2.0 header. I almost did an oops. All right, let's install the pump. Actually, no, let's finish installing the fans. Actually. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I may swap these out for the Noctuas later. That's why I got a 280, because I have a bunch of 140mm fans there. I hope that wasn't her. You know, it probably was her. I don't care. So this is going to be a pull. Why don't you have the arrows? Is that the arrow? I think that is the arrow. Okay, so label side this way, air goes that way. The cable should be on the bottom. It'll be easier later if they're on the top. It's going to look cleaner if they're on the bottom. So let's undo these twist ties, and I can always Velcro them or something later. Should they go this way or this way? They're going to go this way. Oh wait, are these fans spaced in a specific way that I can't use other ones? That'd be some fucked up bullshit, but let me not jump to those kind of conclusions right now. Maybe I should have put these on before I put this in the case. That would have been easier. I would have had more room to actually do this. Yeah, now the GPU is a tiny bit in my way. Well, nothing about this GPU is really tiny. It's not huge. Maybe I shouldn't go too overkill with these screws, both because that's unnecessary, and two, because I'm probably going to swap them out for other fans right there later. Okay, I'm pretty sure my fans are in a pull configuration to bring in air from the front. Let's drop these cables down just so we're not getting them stuck on this other fan. How many screws did I just drop? 2. Where's your brother? I don't want to take another one off the side. Yeah, I'd rather take the one I dropped. That makes a lot more sense. Okay. So let's just get these cables out of the way. I will wrap them later. And I will drop how many of the screws? All of them but one again. This is like plant operation. Is it water on the knee? Yeah, fuck that. These screws are gonna go on. I don't know why the other one might be no problem. This one's not behaving as well. Okay, that is the most of the heatsink. Thumb screws. Okay. What? Are these backwards? Maybe I'm just doing this backwards. These feel twisted and wrong. Oh wait, no, that's better. Okay. I have no idea what was just on my screwdriver. These might be too heavy to let the magnet take care of. Okay. That is most of the cooler done. I'm shocked this doesn't come with like a piece of two-sided tape or Velcro or something, actually. Oh wait, 3M strips. I stand corrected. It does come with some. Do I want to go top and bottom or side and side? Oh, wait, hold on. This way up. Okay. I was planning on that, but thank you for letting me know. I don't know why these aren't pre-installed already, but whatever. They should be. No real reason for them not to be. It's getting hot in here. Holy shit. Yeah, let's send it to. We'll drop the AC and eventually we'll get there. See any recommendations for the fan thing? Connect the pump 24 cable to your commander core. Oh, that's where that one goes. Okay, good. I'm really glad that's not a 3.0 USB header. I was going to be upset if it was. Actually, I was a little upset even when I thought it was. And I was wrong. That's where the fuck does this go? Is this what an RGB header looks like? I've just never known because I've always ignored RGB. I really don't think I have one of those. That's a regular USB header. I should have a couple of those. CPU, I need a light. Fan, CPU fan, CPU fan optional. CPU fan, CPU fan. I guess CPU fan is pump? Yeah, because that's chassis fan. Add Gen 2 2. Not sure what that means. Those are chassis fan 3. That was great. AIO pump. Chassis fan IP. Well, that one straight up says AIO pump, so I'm putting this there. 2 RGB. Oh, okay. Fan. That's the AIO pump. Only a 3-pin. Well, it's a pump. It's not like it needs the PWM with a 4-pin fan. I'll put a twist top on that. Alright, so that's my chassis pump. Installing the pump, I did that already. Connect fans and pump to command core. Where does that go? Install the fans. What is this? AMD, Intel, AMD again. Alright, I need an Intel piece. Intel. Installing standoff screws, I did. Fans and radiator did. Pump unit just did. Pump unit continued. Just more languages. And that's it. So where's installing the command core? Command core being that fan controller. It's AMD. Connect fans and pump to command core. Okay. That's its own section. Connect pump 24-pin cable. Done. Connect pump tap cable to CPU fan header. Connect each fan to the command core. Connect each fan RGB to the command core. Okay. So which is RGB hub, fans, 2 RGB hub, RGB hub. The front fans can be, right, it's only RGB, so they'll just be 1 and 2. And 2, match them up. And where are your cables? I just dropped you down here to not be in the way. Actually, should I just put this right here? That'll make those cables look decent, but it'll make this cable look like shit unless I go through this first. Because I have cable management things. I'm gonna use them, damn it. Actually, I can add one of these cages back in and literally put the fan hub in this cage just so it doesn't look. Oh, actually, with the cooler on the front and the GPU right next to it, I don't have room for these anymore. Well, good thing I wasn't really planning on using them anyway. It's just kind of an afterthought just now. What probably makes the most sense is to put it up here, actually, or right here. I'm just going to leave this loose for now, just to see what everything's going to look like, actually. Because I still want to turn this on to make sure stuff works and I can preview it up later. Using the attached USB cable, connect the command core to a motherboard USB 2.0 header. That is easy enough. There is one of them right here. That is the blank one, so you go right here. Okay, that's done. But where does that other plug go? I don't really know what that connector is. What is that connector? Connect the pump power cables and a SATA power plug from your power supply. You are a fucking SATA power. That's why you look familiar. Okay. Well. Maybe I'll 3D print a little shroud to hook into this just to... I might do that actually. That'll be later. If I do, that'll maybe be like a quick video of the design, what I did, how I fucked it up, and what I wanted to do, what I ended up not doing anyway. Power supply. Freaking overkill 1200 watt power supply because it was $4 more than the 1000. The Corsair 1000 was on sale for like $70 cheaper. It was like a $30 sale and a $40 rebate on a $40 sale and a $30 rebate. And I missed it, and I was upset because I was going to get the 1000 Platinum, and I was like, well, I wanted this one anyway because I kind of thought about, well, I want it. Mainly because the price was good. But then because the sale went away, I kind of convinced myself that's the one I wanted. So I pretty much just said, well, for $4 more. So I basically upsold myself $74 just from missing a sale. So, Corsair, you played me, and I'm not even mad about it. Well, for the power supply. I'm a little bit mad over the whole, what's it called? Heatsink situation, which I really think the one I had would have been fine. I did just need those standoff screws. Oh, okay. I think I should be good with that. Oh, is this magnetic now? Is that why I keep throwing shit around? Yes, it is. Ooh, that is a thick booklet. Alright, not reading that one. Power supply. Power in. Electrons go brrr. Wow, this is smaller than I thought it was going to be. This actually might be smaller than the 850 I had before. Actually, I had an RMX 1000. That's what I was using. I moved to the other one. Do I need to single? I'm going to keep it single 12 volt for now. I'm not doing anything that extreme. I believe if I tilt it this way, the power supply fan will be an intake, which is what I want. My case does have a bracket, so the power supply sits nicely. That is 2 thumb screws and a rail on the bottom. Let me put the power supply in fully first, and then I'll take care of that. Screws.